Yeah, yeah. Something about the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection. You only have training mode. Like you have Street Fighter 1 to Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, but you only have training mode on one of the versions. So this is Alpha 2, right? This is Alpha 2, but you literally only have um, you only have training mode in Alpha 3. For there's an example, Alpha 3 or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but not. Oh, you want to play Champion Edition? No, no training mode. Hyper Fighting, no training mode. Alpha 2, no training mode. Alpha 1, no training mode. But Alpha 3 has training mode. So I don't understand. That's kind of a. Yeah, so what are you going to. What I mean. Yeah, what if you want to actually use training mode in Alpha 2, right? Or Alpha 1 or Hyper Fighting Champion Edition. Street Fighter 3 New Generation or Street Fighter 3 Double Impact. No, you can't have training mode in those. You can only have training mode in one version of all the series, and that's kind of why did they do that? Why not give training mode to every version? I guess it makes sense to think of it like you're gonna give training mode to the latest version, and just kind of do it that way. But it'd be cool because it's like, oh, I want to play Alpha 2, right? So, but now you have to, you have to do this. You have to do it the old school way. Well, you have to download the PlayStation. You have to, yeah, the PlayStation. Yeah, I tripped on that cable. I tripped on the cable, and PlayStation laser started acting kind of weird, and I thought it was dead. But this kind of music skipping happened before, so I think the laser, yeah, it might need to be replaced. It still works, but the music skips sometimes. But I don't know. But yeah, this is literally, you know, Alpha 2 or whatever. And this is a training mode, and you have to do this old method. Um, I want to practice in this game, right? I want to practice in this game. Um, you can't really do that in the anniversary collection. You can only practice on one game of the series. So like Street Fighter 2, you can only practice on Street Fighter 2 series. You can only practice on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Street Fighter Alpha series. You can only practice on Alpha 3. Street Fighter 3 series, you can only practice on Street Fighter 3 First Strike. You can't practice on any of the other versions. Like this is Alpha series. Oh, I practice on Alpha 2. No, it doesn't work. Only Alpha 3. So you have to do this old. I think the Saturn version is better though. The Saturn version is probably better than the PlayStation version for some reason. In but yeah, it's kind of yeah. I mean, yeah, you could play it Anniversary Collection on PC or PS4 or PS5 or Xbox or whatever, but it doesn't have training mode in these older versions, and that's kind of yeah. Why not? Right? Can't they release some sort of can't they do? Is it really that hard to update the game? Why you have to code it in? So I guess it kind of is hard. So you want to practice in these older versions? You're gonna have to do this old school way. Or you can play an LCD monitor though on PC. It's kind of easier, but you want to play it the old way. You have to do it this way. So yeah, it's kind of yeah. Yeah. I mean, I noticed it the first time in Anniversary Collection, and it's kind of yeah. You can practice in Alpha 1, 2, or any of the Street Fighters before Super Street Fighter 2. And you can practice in Street Fighter 3 New Generation, Double Impact. You can practice in those versions. you can only practice in one game from the respective series, and that's kind of, yeah. I guess it's a some sort of complaint, but um, it doesn't really matter though. I mean, well, it kind of does if you want to practice in the other versions, but there's not much you can do now, so it's kind of, you're gonna have to do this old method. So it's like, yeah, it is what it is.